What up, YouTube? What up, you guys? What up, 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 man? Yeah, we back in the building, bruh. Appreciate y'all coming through. Yo. So this is a video that I really wanted to really speak about, specifically for Taekwondo. Specifically for Taekwondo, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I spoke about this many times on Facebook. I said this on my Twitter feed. Those of you guys that haven't followed me on Twitter, Instagram, or all my social media handles are all at the bottom right there. So make sure y'all go check them out. However, this is a video concerning mindset. You know what I'm saying? How to overcome, the nervousness of fighting and the mindset. I know for me, when growing up from as a child to an adult, as a child, you're really nervous. You know what I'm saying? You're especially in the beginning of your journey, as a competitor in martial arts, and especially as a young man or young woman. I'm sure, and I definitely know from my own experience that it's definitely, it's scary. You go in the ring and you're a little afraid, you're a little nervous, and you don't want to disappoint your family, you don't want to disappoint, your team, you don't want to disappoint yourself. You want to go in there, you want to win. Like, let's just be honest, you want to win. You feel me? Like, that's just the bottom line. So I figured, let me do a video on the mindset and overcoming your fight nerves and what it really is. But this is strictly, I understand that this video is going to be about this guy is going to be speaking about the mindset concerning, just in martial arts in general. But I want to be able to speak on it specifically when it comes to Taekwondo. You know what I mean? I want the Taekwondo community to take this video and really use this video as something that they can really utilize, and especially with the youth, the young ones, the young green belts, the blue belts, the colored belts, our grassroots program. This is something that they can listen to and be able to find a way to be able to motivate themselves to overcome the fear of fighting, those nerves, those jitters that you get, and developing a very, very and extremely strong mindset. You feel me? So, as always, like I say, you guys, chat, once again, I appreciate y'all coming in, but without further ado, I love saying that, you guys. We're getting it there. We're getting it. Let's get to it.
Every other Tuesday with a new series called Mindset Series. Now, we're kind of breaking down the mindset of a fighter. Even if you're not a fighter, we're breaking down the mindset. And we're starting with this Tuesday, today, with something I've been asked a lot here lately by other fighters, or maybe up-and-comers, is how do I deal with nerves? And it's a big thing. It affects people positively and negatively. Now, to be honest with you, there's something that you'll never get rid of. I've got over close to 70-something fights, and I get nervous every time. Like, I feel...
Facts. He's not lying here. Straight up. What's this guy's name? Shout out to the content creator, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I'm assuming he's an MMA fighter, but he's speaking about something really, really big on. I'm just going to back off and piggyback off of pretty much what he's saying. We're going to determine if things are, correct or if not or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's going to say something that's going to have some sort of value and to this whole video. But again, like I said, we're speaking from the Taekwondo perspective here. Those of you all that do MMA, UFC, kickboxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, judo, please take this video as something that you can watch and definitely utilize that and take this and put this into your mix, into what you're doing before you compete and before you're competing. All right, so this is something that you can utilize, something you can do. But let's continue.
I feel like I'm about to die. I'm going out there to die. That's how I feel before I step out in the octagon. Now, I've been fighting for many years. That's something you can never get rid of. But the nerves help. The nerves help keep you on point, to stick to your game plan, to be aware when you're out there. So the nerves is a good thing as well. Now, it can be a negative thing if you're not careful. I've seen guys back in the rooms or waiting for the fights, and they sit there and pace, right, back and forth. They get the jitters, which
Facts. I used to get up in the morning, guys. I used to get up in the morning before competition around, say like competition, the doors would open for competition at, let's just say, maybe 9 or 10 in the morning, maybe a little earlier than that, 8 a.m., depending on what the competition was, nationals, maybe state championships, regionals, or whatever, world championships, any kind of major tournaments especially. I would be up maybe 2-3 hours before the actual timing, man. And I would literally, sometimes I would put my headgear on and look in the mirror, and I just focus and just put myself in a zone early from the beginning, to get to know what I'm getting myself into. You know what I'm saying? We work this hard. Now we're here. Now it's time to put it all together. And I don't even know if I want to consider it nerves. I would just say it was just like, this is it. There's no turning back. Now you got to show what you got, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, but I would love for any of the youth that's watching to see this video and really take this video and really, you know what I mean? Like, hear what's being said and possibly utilize it for yourself. Let's continue.
Know from personal experience, once you feel nervous, I get up and do a little bit of mitt work, and then I chill. A lot of people will be in the back and they'll do a full-on workout before they step out there, and as soon as they get out there, they're exhausted. They just spent all their energy. Now, some body types are different. I know guys that will work out for an hour before they step out there and do great. I know people who don't work out at all right before they step out there.
I think he's speaking like a warm-up before you actually get into the ring, a warm-up before you get into the, until you go out there and actually get ready to perform and do what you got to do. I think he's speaking more so about a warm-up, to get a sweat, I used to like to do that too, to get a sweat before, I start to actually go out there and loosen up the muscles, loosen up the body before you go out there. You know what I mean?
Maybe they'll shake their legs out a little bit and go out there and do work. But you got to find what your body's used to. And that's all with experience. Now, one thing that really helps me prepare mentally for the fight, and this is something that I think about when I'm in the back getting ready to step out there, and is literally there's no words that can describe. Only fighters know what it feels like to step out there, especially at a really high level. When you got thousands in the arena either cheering for you to lose, cheering for you to
lose. Real tough.
Win. And it's just you and your opponent. So that can really mess with you.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think about and that I do that helps me mentally is doing everything possible to prepare for the fight, right? I did miss a training session. I put myself in really uncomfortable situations to prepare for the fight. It's all in preparation. The 5 P's of success: prior preparations prevents poor performance.
Yep.
Knowing that, because I had a little injury, I didn't miss that training session.
Prior preparation prevents performance. Let's remember that, guys. Always remember that. Though this is out to the younger generation. I'm talking the lower belt, grassroots, yellow belt, green belts, blue belts. If you guys are, get nervous, you're afraid, think of these things, man. Listen to this video, watch this video. You know what I mean? I want to put this out here to build your confidence, for you to have that strong mindset. You know what I mean?
Even though I was sore, didn't want to go to training, I went anyways.
Yeah.
That helps you. That helps you as you build up to the fight. Even on fight day, I think about that. Man, I missed this day, bro. If I would have missed this day, I would be better than I am now. Yep. And that can affect you as well mentally when you're out there. It might make you conserve energy. I don't know. But you won't perform to your best if you know that you didn't full out prepare yourself for the fight. Because it's tough, because it's very hard. You always have that mental voice in your head saying, you know what, I'm tired, I can take today off. But you know what, you got to fight yourself on that. You got to push yourself.
You hear that, guys? Those of you that are out there, let me tell you something. From a young age to an adult, I literally was at practice. I came to training every day. I mean, sometimes sick. because it was the concept of you just sweat it out. Real talk. You know what I mean? It was the concept of you know what I'm saying? You sweat it out. You got to sweat out. You got to sweat it out. If you're sick, sweat it out. That's what they used to say. But like he said, you want to listen to that. You want to be able to go to practice, take advantage of your training, really, really work hard, and then prepare yourself mentally for the actual fight day.
I know that I've done everything that I possibly could to prepare for the fight. So that helps me, 1.
Yeah.
Okay? 2, for me, I'll get up and I'll do a little bit of mitt work. I don't do anything crazy. I don't even build up a sweat when I'm in the back. That's just me. I feel like I'm wasting energy. So I'll do a little bit of mitt work, and then guess what? I'll sit in the back and I'll sleep.
Yeah.
When I'm asleep.
Real talk. A lot of people that be in the back. A lot of people be in the back in the holding area, and they just lay down. They put covers over their eyes, listen to some music. You know what I mean? It's me personally, sometimes I'll lay down. Sometimes I'll grab like a small snack. You know what I mean? Like a granola bar or something. You know what I mean? Grab some, sip some water, sip some Gatorade. But sometimes I like to get a nice warm up. You know what I mean? Like just to keep the muscles warm and loose. Keep your body loose, and you know what I mean? Just because you're getting ready to, you know what I mean? You're getting ready to go out there and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things is great preparation for the actual performance. Let's go.
When I'm laying back there, I close my eyes, I take a little nap. Number 1, when you're asleep, you're not nervous. Yeah. So you're not wearing yourself out from the nerves, which that can happen. That is a real thing. And I literally, my dad wakes me up, 2 fights before. I get my hands wrapped. I feel like I'm ready for battle at that point. Yeah. I've literally taken like a power nap. Try that next time if you can. Just try and calm yourself. Get you a pillow, take with you fighters out there before you fight. And when you're in the back, don't pace, right? Yeah. Lay there, close your eyes, and kind of meditate on the fight a little bit. Kind of go over the fight in your head. And I do that. It actually helps kind of put me to sleep a little bit. That helps me calm my nerves as well. For number 3, my final tip for you guys is having good people in the back with you, good cornermen to keep you focused. I have
that is the most important one for me, I believe. Having good people surrounding you, good people supporting you, good people that really, really want the best for you and for you to do well at competition. That is the biggest thing for me, because you'll find out that not everybody is for you, man. And then you'll realize too that once you go out there, yes, you may be up against not only your opponent, but you're up against their whole team. You're up against the crowd, depending on where you are and your demographics. Depending, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on everything. And you have to be mentally prepared, mentally ready, you guys. You have to be mentally ready. And this is the biggest thing, I think, when it comes for Taekwondo here in America, especially in the WT world, the World Taekwondo world. A lot of our guys here on the American team that are on national team, that are junior team, cadet team, etc., they're lacking in the mental aspect. I believe that. I think that they need to have a stronger mental program. You know what I mean? There needs to be a program set for that. There needs to be a program set for mental preparation. They need that. Mental preparation is the key. Mas Patrice used to have us, my coach, used to have us prepared mentally. We always prep talking. Sometimes brought us in the office. Sometimes right after practice, you sit down and lay down and close your eyes and visualize. Visualize your opponent. Visualize what you got coming up against, what you're up against. Visualize what you're preparing for. You know what I mean? All of those things matter. And it did not matter if you were a black belt or a green belt. It all related to the same thing. This is why some of our green belts, they would be mad at us. They would be mad at our teams because they'd say, oh, you guys are cheating because your green belts are fighting like black belts. No, they're just good. That's just what it is. They don't know any other form. They don't know anything above that. They're just good because they trained with black belts. And that's what the thing is. The thing is that a lot of schools don't even train their grassroots lower belt levels with higher belt levels. They don't. They keep them away from each other. And me personally, I think that's not a good idea. I think it's good traditionally when it comes to learning form, when it comes to learning curriculum for your belt level, your belt test. But when it comes, if you're on sport team, you know what I mean? If you're on sport team, ain't no excuse, bro. You need to be in there with the black belts. You need to be training with the black belts. You need to learn. You need to be able to learn from them, because they're gonna give you, they're gonna show you what you're gonna be up against, what you're gonna be looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? And it will teach them, you know, to have a strong mindset. And I believe this too. If a lower belt level, green belt, blue belt, purple, whatever, red belt, whatever, if they are with black belts or they're training with black belts, trust and believe they're going to develop that mindset. They're going to develop that mindset depending on how the black belts are trained and who's training them. That's serious. That's real. That's no joke. Remember what I'm telling you guys. That's serious right there. That's serious right there. It all depends on the club. It depends on the club. It depends on the coach. It depends on the black belts, the athletes. All of it matters. The environment has to be there. It has to be there. If it's not there and it's about, you know, playing Legos and drawing with crayons, and you got people there and their belts are untied properly, and you know, kids are running around, and the environment is not set for a strong mindset. The environment is not set for, we're serious here, and this is what we're about, and we're about, not only are we about learning learning Taekwondo traditionally, but we're about getting on the medal stand. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the difference. This is the key difference, you guys. That's the key difference. Let's go.
I would say kind of advantage in the back, because it's kind of unique. I have my dad in my corner, right?
Right.
So we're in the back right before we walk out. He always tells me this, and if you don't have anybody that tells you this, I'm telling you this now, so remember this before you step out. Right before you walk out, remember this. You know, no matter what, win or lose, you know you've prepared yourself mentally, physically, emotionally for this fight. You did everything that you possibly could. So win or lose, everybody back home, your students are still going to love you.
Yeah.
Your family is still going to love you. Your teammates are still going to love you no matter what happens. So just go out there and have some fun. And that always seems to calm me down, because it does affect you, what other people think. Because when I step out there, I'm thinking of my training partners, the guys who helped prepare me, who sacrificed their bodies to help get me to where I'm at.
Yep.
My coaches, my family, that sacrificed their time to help me prepare for the fight, you know?
Everybody.
My loved ones, so I want to do it.
Everybody. This is what I was saying the other day on the other one of these other videos. I was saying the whole team, the whole spectators, the sponsors, everybody is behind you. So yes, you know, of course, like I know I said in the other video, what I say, oh, it shouldn't be no clapping and it's okay next time kind of thing. No, it really shouldn't. But you should have the mindset of knowing, you know, hey, look, whatever happens, just and believe you're going to be able to go back home, and they're going to be behind you 100%, and they're going to help build you back up, win or lose. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have that mental mindset of, I'm not coming in here to lose. I'm coming in here to give it all I got. I'm coming in here to drop everything I got and give it everything I got and lay it all on the line. I don't care. And every fight is your last. You understand what I'm saying? Every fight is your last. And you got to give it everything you got. You know what I'm saying? So that's the truth. Let's go.
For them, but I also got to know, no matter what, they're still going to love you. And that always seems to calm me down. It's very easy to get sucked into this tunnel vision of the fight, right? When my dad tells me this, it kind of opens up my mind a little bit, you know, it kind of reminds myself that, you know, at the end of the day, this is just a fight. Yeah, this is my career, but this is just a fight. There are things more important and special than this moment right now, right? You know, you got your family, your friends, your loved ones. That is more important. They're behind you. They're cheering for you. No matter what, they're going to open you. You're going to be able to come back home with open arms. So that always calms me down. So always remember that. You know, if you don't have those people in your life, think about Wonder Boy will still love me after this fight, all right? So I get a lot of people in the DMs, other fighters, amateur fighters, that always ask me, how do I deal with that? And I'm kind of giving it to you now. This is something that I very rarely talk about, but now it's out there, and hopefully it helps you.
Yeah.
Everybody's body types are different. I know guys that get slapped in the face before they get out there. My dad doesn't slap me. I'm not that kind of guy.
But this is also for adults and the youth, man, because we tend to forget that the young ones are not, as if they're not serious. They put their bodies on the lines too, guys. They work hard too. They train hard too. I know when I was 14 years old. When I was 14 years old, I took this serious. I took Taekwondo serious. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a joke. I like, this is what it was. And TJ did too. A lot of us did. TJ, Anthony, his brother Andrew. This guy. I remember we had a guy named Matt London. This was old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we took it serious, and we were only 14 years old. 13, 12, Andrew was 12, 13, 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this also goes for the youth too. It goes for the juniors and cadets too, because they put their work in too. It's not just the adults. We tend to forget the youth. You know what I'm saying? We tend to forget them as if they don't have a mindset of their own. However, they need to develop that strong mindset so they can go out there and go win. We want champions, you guys. We want champions. We don't want to go out there anymore and we're sitting there whining and crying on Facebook, whining and crying on the internet because we're not on the medal stand. That's it. We need to develop. We need to work hard. We need to get to work. We need to lock in. Let's go.
You know, to each his own. Hopefully this helps you. And thanks for joining me for this Technique Tuesday. And we'll keep these mindsets going. So every other Tuesday, mindset, baby, of a fighter. We're going to be giving it to you. Catch you guys later.
I like this video, man. Listen. Thank you for sending this video to me. This was awesome. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. This was a great video. The fact that Stephen Wonderboy told the truth. You know what I'm saying? He told the truth. But he gave it experience. And I always say, the only individuals that can give these type of experiences are the individuals that actually experienced it. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the only individuals who will be able to give you that experience of what it's like and how to develop that mindset. You can't get that from somebody that hasn't experienced it. You feel me? You can't. So, I'm just going to say I appreciate you guys coming through. This was a wonderful video, you guys. I loved it. I appreciate y'all sending me that video. But I really, really wanted to do a video on that. You know what I'm saying? On how to develop a strong mindset for our youth Taekwondo and our adult Taekwondo. That is very, very and extremely important. I always said this. My dad always said this. True. This is true. He always said it's 90% mental, 10% physical. Remember what I'm saying, you guys. It's 90% mental and 10% physical. Think about that. You can win the fight way before the fight even begins. So I'd like to say, appreciate y'all coming through, man. That was an awesome video. But without further ado, peace.